Hello everybody, so today we are I am gonna start the tutorials for the mixed media canvas. So I'm I already started on it, so I'm gonna get to that part, but I'm gonna show you the basic stuff that you're gonna need. You're gonna need canvas. I use the 8x10 multi-canvas packs that you can pick up at Hobby Lobby for $3.99. If you use a 40% off coupon, of course, it'll be cheaper. But you definitely need canvas for this. Okay. You're going to need gesso. I picked this also up at Hobby Lobby. It was $11.99. Plus, I used a 40% off coupon. Very expensive. Cassie Keith, if you guys are not subscribed to her, go over and check out her channel. She has some crafting on a budget videos, which is awesome and amazing. She shows how to make homemade gesso, and it's water, white acrylic paint, and chalk, I believe. So definitely go check her out. I'm okay on it so far, but when I run out, I definitely am going to do my homemade gesso. I am going to be using modeling paste by Liquitex. This is $12.99, which is outrageous, I think. I used a 40% off coupon on this, and it's only for 8 ounces. You can use... Cassie went to a hardware store and bought, like, the stucco in the big tub. She's used it, and she loves it. So this is my second bottle, so once I am done with this, I definitely am going to go buy stucco. You're going to need embellishments, any type of embellishing that you want to do on your canvas. It's totally up to you. I probably will use some silk flowers. These aren't the ones I'm going to use because they're too big for what I want to do, but you can use silk flowers that you can get at the Dollar Tree or Hobby Lobby, Michael's, wherever, Joann's. So I definitely will use silk flowers. You can use like your paper flowers like Wild Orchid Crafts, Prima, any flowers you want to use. I think I am going to use some of these Ashland acrylic butterflies that you can get at Michael's. I definitely probably am going to use some of those. Some of these acrylic flowers that I got from Lori, so thank you, Lori, and some acrylic like diamonds or gems. Metal pieces, I might use keys. I guess I haven't gotten that far, and I'm not a person to where I usually decide when I'm doing the project what I want to use. I may use a dress form. I haven't decided. I may use some of these wooden spools from spare parts that you can get at Hobby Lobby. Definitely will need some type of stencil. I have this stencil. I have a butterfly stencil, which is downstairs because I washed it. I have this mini bricks stencil, and I also have this Prima stencil. This is huge. This is like a 12 by 12. But, you know, you can use bits and pieces of it. But I don't know for sure what stencil I'm going to use my modeling paste. I definitely am going to use a napkin. Thickers. I possibly am going to use a stamp. I haven't decided, but I think I'm going to use a Michael's frame. I don't know. I'm a type of person where I just kind of go with it when I'm working on a project. You definitely will need sprays. I use these Dylusions sprays by Ranger. Pure Sunshine, Cut Grass. I have like 6 different ones that I like to use. So I definitely will be using those. Also, Glimmer Spray. Cassie Keith also does have a tutorial on how to make Glimmer Spray, and so does Brittany H. So, yeah, I mean, go check it out so you don't have to go and buy your own Glimmer Mist. I haven't made any of my homemade. Actually, I did one, but I think I screwed it up because it just clogs the straw up, and I don't know what happened. But you can use Tattered Angels, Mr. Huey's, anything you want, but you definitely will need that. Of course, you're going to need foam brushes. You definitely are going to need Mod Podge if you're going to do the technique I'm going to use. Whitewash, which is white acrylic paint and water. E6000, definite must. Or a hot glue gun. I think this works a lot better. Glossy accents, you're going to need. or E6000, whichever one you prefer. I use E6000. Okay, so I already did start on this canvas that I want to do a tutorial on because I wanted to save a lot of time because it's probably going to be like a 3-part, 4-part series, which is wonderful. So the first thing I did was I took my canvas and I primed it with gesso. I completely covered it in gesso. On the top and on the sides, I completely covered it in gesso and I let it completely dry. You can use your heat tool to help dry it, but I usually just let it air dry. Then what I did is I took thickers that I had. They're just plain thickers. There's nothing great about, there is something great about them, but let's see, these are the DIY thickers. Sotheby's white. You can spray it with like the Mr. Huey's or Tattered Angels or whatever, but I use it for this purpose only. And then I did receive some basic gray letters. They're in my tote. I'm not going to dig them out. From Brittany H. So I used those because I wanted it to have 2 different fonts. And what I did is thickers are not sticky. They are, but they don't hold on canvas. So I used Glossy Accents and adhere all of my thickers to the canvas. So here's what I have so far. It says Dream, Inspire, and Create. So basically this 8x10 canvas is already primed with gesso. I primed it with the gesso. Then I used my Glossy Accents and I put Glossy Accents on the back of all of my thickers. That way I know it's going to stick down. My next step is, I'm probably going to do this off camera. I might start a little bit because I don't know how to edit and I don't want to make them too long because it takes forever for them to upload. I am going to take my Mod Podge and start covering all of my canvas with the Mod Podge, and then I'm going to put my napkin over it. The reason why I'm using this napkin, you don't have to use a napkin, but I love the texture that it gives on the canvas. And if you're not a person who has modeling paste or stencils and don't want to spend that kind of money till you start playing around with mixed media, you don't need to use the modeling paste. So basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to adhere this napkin onto my canvas, and it's going to give it beautiful texture. I'm not going to show this canvas because it's a gift, and I don't want the person I'm giving it to, I want him to be surprised. But, how can I show this? There's a little bit of it. You see how it gives it that texture? Right in here. That is what the napkin is going to do, and I love that. It kind of reminds me of this stencil that I have of Prima, from Prima. It's got the wonderful texture. So I'm going to go ahead and just start with the Mod Podge to give you kind of an idea of what you need to do. But like I said, I am not going to do the whole thing on camera because it takes forever. So let's go ahead and open our Mod Podge. Let me get this other stuff out of the way. And then I'm going to just grab a foam brush. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to liberally start on the top. And I want to put a lot of Mod Podge on there so I know my paper napkin is going to stick. And these letters are completely stuck down with Glossy Accents, so you're not going to, it's completely dry, so you're not going to have to worry about moving your letters around. And yes, I am getting very liberal with the Mod Podge because I want it to make sure it sticks down really, really, really good. And you want to get really get your Mod Podge inside the letters. And I'm sure this video is a hot mess because I don't know how to edit, and sometimes if they don't turn out the first time, I redo them, and this one I obviously can't because I'm not going to do all these different canvases till I get it right. So, we got that part done. I'm going to take my napkin, and I'm going to set it right on top of my canvas, and I'm just going to kind of start pushing it down. But then what you're going to want to do, I hope I'm in frame, you're just going to go around your letters here, so you will get the shape of your letter. And you're not going to really see it a whole lot because of the colors. There's going to be just a little bit of dimension. But you're going to want to completely do this to the whole thing. And if your napkin does rip, and you know, like this E is really hard to see, and all the little crevices and stuff for the letter, that's fine because you are going to spray it too. This napkin's just for the texture. I love the colors, but it's kind of going to be on this color line that we're going to do. So some of the color will show through. But, you know, like right here, this E, it's not showing up the best. Like, I think it looks bubbly. So I'm just going to take a stick pin and just pop it to kind of give it that, you know, just use your nail or whatever to get it to stand out better. You know, or you can use the tip of your paintbrush. So you're going to do this for the whole canvas. You want your whole canvas completely covered with gesso, or not gesso, with Mod Podge. And the part that was not done with Mod Podge on the underneath, just go back through and get that part done. I just love the texture of the napkins on here. Just because it kind of gives it its own texture, and you don't have to use modeling paste if you don't have it. It's a great just to try it out to see if you're going to like doing it. So there's the dream. Now I'm going to continue to go down and do the inspire and the create. And when I get it completely Mod Podged and it's dry, I will come back and we will start on embellishing and a whole bunch of other things that I'll show you, some great techniques. And yeah, if you have any questions, just leave me a comment down below. I will try to get back to you. My computer is, like you guys know, completely shot. There are times where I do get to get on the desktop and I can reply back. But if you have a really, if you really want to ask a question and get an answer, private message me, because then it'll come through on my phone or my iPad, and then I can reply back to you. So yeah, I will be back shortly with part 2. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope you're having a wonderful day. Talk to you soon. Bye.